and welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. What did it move? What's this? That needs tight. Come on. What did it move? Needs tight. Come on. Nah, that looks stupid. I'll just do this. Nah, that looks stupid. Why is this not? Do this. It's not tightening. Why is this not? It's not tightening. There we go. It's a bit better. It's not as. This is wrapped around. Crap. See, it's going. It's not as. Sorry about this. Just gotta fix my mic. Sorry about this. Just gotta fix my mic. And there we go. And there we go. Add a bit of volume. Add a bit of volume. There we go. All right. Now that we got everything going. Let's get into a new game. We'll call this Let's Play. And we will go with StreamCloud Save, new game. And here we go. Welcome to Hydroneer. We will get this on the road. Start off. They give you a couple tools, couple things to note. So you have a shovel, lantern. You do have this store here to buy some of your first stuff, like a bed's nice to have. Sometimes having a headlamp works good if you're working into the night long shifts. You have a truck here. It's your basic truck. It doesn't do a lot. You have a cave right here. So there's little treasures you can find. You put them on the pedestals, and then this will open, and there'll be a treasure back there. Or something. They might have changed it from treasure back before 2.0. You end up with a treasure chest that had like up to like 1 million. I think somebody got like 10 million gold out of it. So let's start with taking the shovel over to this side here. And I like doing things different because I try to do it more efficient. I don't like, so if you look up videos, this is what they're going to tell you to do. And there's nothing wrong with it. Take your shovel into the bucket, or shovel into that bucket. Take this, drop it in the water, and scrub. Hey, look, there's my first nugget right there. So this is my first iron ore, so we'll just do this for keepsakes. Now they will also tell you, take a bucket, come out here, dig it, fill a bucket, which takes 4 shovels. That's 3, and that's 4 to prove. See, it's making weird noises. Meh. Then you take the bucket, shovel it in here, and either fill this bucket up with water by just dropping it in there and dumping it in, or taking this and dumping it in, which, as you can see, works. Oh, that gave me a piece of iron and a gem. And the reason why I did that is because there was more than one piece of dirt. Now, they give you tools, and they give you tools for a reason. Let's set this up in a decent place. Okay, that should be pretty good. What I like to do is do things different. So, I use the bucket, and I will... Oops, I already had dirt on there. 2, 3, and 4. Then I'll drop my shovel, pick up the bucket, dump the dirt into the cart, and do this for a little while. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going to put some music on. Unfortunately, doing it live, I'm not going to be able to... Okay, there we go. Got some music going. I'm not going to be able to fast forward things, unfortunately, but hey, that's okay. When I take the actual video, I will fast forward this digging part so that you don't have to see this. Tug, what's up? I'm doing a fresh 100% fresh start, and we'll just do this for a bit, and in between, do that all the time. So in between things, like if people do have questions, I will switch over. Oh shoot, I didn't hit record. I'll just take the VOD. I'll take it from the VOD. Actually, no, I won't. I'll start over. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. I got home yesterday and I just went basically to sleep. So I got like 12 hours of sleep, so yeah, I am going to start over. I'm not far in, so might as well delete this save, confirm, go to new game. Let's play. Stream save. Oh, record. I need. No, don't start a buffer. I want to record. Thank you. Welcome to GT Gaming. I am going to start a whole new Let's Play right from scratch so you can watch things grow in Hydroneer. When there's updates, I will be talking about the updates, all that fun stuff. So, as you can see, create a new game. We'll call it Let's Play. I am not in creative mode. I will not use creative mode at all in this save. I will save it to my Steam. And let's get started. Alright. In the game, you start off with some tools. I'm going to walk you around, give you a basic tour, and things are going to keep expanding as we go on. Just go through a couple basic things. I'm not even going to start with the tools. I'm going to start with behind. Things you need to know. There are 2 different shops here. This shop, you can buy spanners and tool bags to repair these machines. This is a drill. It drills out. This is eventually where you will start. It takes a little bit to get there, but we'll get there. Harvester's another thing. You can only buy 1 machine. Then you have to start making them at ISO. You get a truck, which is nice. It is a tier 1 truck. There is a nice little cave here. And this cave has a couple pedestals in it, 4. There are relics hidden within your plots of land. When you find them, you bring them here and you put them onto these pedestals, and then that will open up this area. And who knows what lies beneath. Could be treasures, could be a monster that kills you instantly. We will find out. Down this area, there is another shop, and this is a stock market. It sells fish. Right now, fish is down, so you wouldn't want to sell it here because it's not down. If this, we will not be, in this Let's Play, we will not be using the fishing method. Fishing method is you mine a couple pieces of gold, sell it, get 50, I think 3 hydrocoin, come and buy a fishing pole and come and fish, and then sell your fish. That's very viable. You can get pretty far quick. But in this Let's Play, we're gonna do the whole dig, and we will go through that in a little bit more. Now, with the fishing poles, this is a place where you can upgrade your fishing pole. So to unlock the tier 2 fishing pole, you need a shrimp. So when you're fishing, you would get a piece of shrimp, you throw it into this bucket, hit that button, and it unlocks tier 2. And then there's a couple different tiers. I can't remember each step of it, but we will go through that in another video. But here's your fishing pole. 52 Hydro coin for a fishing pole. Now, fishing pots, again, we'll go through fishing in itself because there's a lot more. Fishing pots are a little bit more finicky, but you don't have to sit there and wait or sit there with them like a fishing pole, and man, you just throw these in the water, come back a little bit later, and there's usually fish in there. If there's a fish in there, you have to highlight over the fish to take it out. So like if you put it down, there's a fish in it, you just highlight the fish and pick it out. That's how you do that. So if you're wanting to do fishing and you want to use these pots, you just take them, you throw them into the water. Actually, will allow me to take it out. It won't allow me to take it out here. Yeah, didn't think so. That would be interesting if it did. But that's all you do. You just take it to the water, you drop it in the water, and in some time a fish will appear in there, and you just pull it out. So that is this store. There's a lot of little hidden things in the game. Some of them, like over here, there's a little graveyard, and which one? I think one of them has something on it. Oh, it's the other graveyard that does. But I thought one of these had. I'm going to assume that just how the game has gone, that different community members that contribute to the game in different ways may get their name on there. But this is the store where you're going to start off at. So it has your basic tier 1 tools. You can tell they're tier 1 because they have a green mark on them, like green leather. The tier 2 tools have blue markers on them, and I will assume that tier 3 will probably have its own color, red. Maybe it'll have the green, blue, and blue on it, maybe. Who knows? We don't have tier 3 yet, so that's not a big deal. In my playthrough, I don't use hand sorters. They throw things everywhere. It makes a mess. Takes more time than needed. And just I don't find them optimized for this. A couple things to note. Mining helmets allow you to wear them and turn on a light. These are pipes that you're going to use, and you'll see how they come into play. Again, you have a fishing pot and fishing pole. You have dynamite here, which digs a 1 as if you were shoveling. It does a 1 spot. And then we have the smelting furnace, which we will need. 100% we will need this. We may or may not go with some crucibles, depending on how efficient this gets and how much money we get. These blacksmithing hammers are used on anvils, and if you put an anvil down, yeah, you can. So if I wanted to create this dagger, I need 1 iron. So I'd put in 1 iron bar on there, and then use the blacksmithing hammer, and it'll create that. You can create an axe with 2 and a sword with 3. Then we have gold ring, where you need a gem. That's a gem. And a gold bar. Don't worry, this will start making sense in a bit. This is a necklace. It takes 2 gold bars. And that little fire symbol, should talk about that, means that you need to put that into a furnace to get it red hot. It has to be red hot, and then put it on. But you need 2 gold to make a necklace with a gem, and then nothing. Tools. What I like to do is, if I've got, say I wanted to do this axe, a lot of times I'll use a saw. I'll get 1 bar red hot, put it on here, and then use a saw, and the saw will cut it in half. And then that way I'm not heating up 2 bars, taking 1 bar out, putting it on, taking the other bar out, oops, and then putting it on, and then having 1 bar cool off too much, because that happens quite a bit. You have a pickaxe, which deletes dirt. Like, a shovel picks up dirt, and a pickaxe gets rid of the dirt. And then you have the shovel. So that's and the other thing I should mention is the bed. You put a bed down and you use the bed. I don't know if they allow you to use... No. Let's see. No, they don't allow you to use it inside the shop anymore. You used to be able to put the bed down and use it inside the shop. But it doesn't allow me to place it anymore. And then there's a map there. And then this hammer, it's a construction hammer. If you click on an item that you place down, it puts it down, it makes it permanent, so that you can't pick it up. And if you want to pick it up, you have to use a hammer to come out. So if I wanted to get this hammer, you bring it over to this pad, put it down, you can see it comes up there. I don't have any hydro coin because it's brand new. You would click that and you could buy it. So let's get this back out of the way, and we'll come over to here and get started. So there's a lantern. That's good for the night. You can turn it on. It gives you some light. I don't usually use them. Sometimes I will, because once you get down into a deeper spot, then sometimes it gets a little dark. All right. So to start off, we have 4 different tools. You have your shovel, you have your brush, which you will see how that's used in a second. You have a pan, and you have a bucket. I will walk through how most people tell you to do this. They will tell you to either grab your shovel into the pan, drop the shovel, thank you. Get some water. All you need to do is throw water. Now you can see there's water in the bucket. Then take your brush and brush it. There's my first iron chunk. So let's put the iron chunk into the cart. Another way that they say to do it is take your bucket, and then the bucket takes 4 shovels of dirt. So that's 4. Oh, to prove that it won't take any more, it won't let me put it in. To shovel and to put the dirt in to the bucket. So if you see on my screen, there's 2 dots. There's a blue dot, which is the center of the screen, and a grayed circle. That grayed circle is where, if I was to dump this, that's where it's going to go. So I want that gray circle to be inside the bucket. Then I'm going to left click to drop the dirt in, and then we'll go. So if you want, you can use this bucket, drop it in, and as you can see, as it rolls around, there's water in the bucket now. And again, if I was to try to use the blue dot, it's going to dump way off to the side, so I can't get water in there. So you want to get that gray circle in, drop the water in. Now you can see there's water in, and use your brush. Hey, a gold nugget. Well, we'll take this. There's a reason why I'm putting the nuggets off to the side. We will find about that later. So that's the basics of how the game works. Again, just to show you the bucket, I don't have that gray circle. Well, there's a gray circle. It's right underneath the shovel. So, but in this case, you want the middle button, or the middle blue, and see how if I'm not on it, it's not lit up. There's an orange line around the bucket. That's what you want to be able to shovel it in. So I take it, highlight, shovel 3 and 4, and then dump. Now this is how, if you look up videos on Hydroneer, this is how a lot of people will tell you to do it. Go, shovel, then do it again. Now, there's a cart here. In my opinion, they add things for a reason. So let's get this cart. Sorry, I'm dancing to the music. All right, let's drop it down there. Get our bucket. We'll drop our bucket here. Grab our shovel. Now, this is how, if you want to do this efficiently, this is going to give you a little bit more of an efficient way of doing it. So you dump it in, and it will stay in the cart. Now I must be on a hill because it keeps rolling that way. So let's then get this way. Because what I want is I want all the dirt to be able to be in the same spot. And you'll see why. Oops. You'll see why in a minute. Because I got stuck. Thank you. And I'm going to move these a little bit further back so that I don't end up... Because what's going to happen is I'm going to take this dirt, and I'll show you. I'll take the dirt, and then I'll manually drop it into the bucket. But this bucket will stay in the water. So I'll manually drop it in the bucket, and then keep doing it that way. So let's get going. Now, for the people watching this live, unfortunately, it's live. I can't fast forward. For everybody that is at home watching this on YouTube at a later date, I will be putting this in fast forward, so you don't have to watch me do this over and over. Oops. And my keyboard likes to ghost. Press it once and then I end up with multiple presses. So, oops. Come on, highlight. And at this point, don't worry about making it look pretty. You can do that at a later date. This is just about getting as much dirt as you can. So I'll do this for, I don't know, maybe half hour. Get a bunch of dirt. And then we will see you back in a bit. Yeah, so Doug, what happens is that when you have the more you start, the more items you're putting on a line. I'm trying to figure out how to say this correctly. So the more you put on a line, the more the game has to work. So I have a pretty decent computer. Your computer has a little bit to play in how much it can handle. Now, I think that's, yeah. So if they're shutting off, it means that the game can't handle what you're giving it. So hi, thank you. Don't go under there. So basically what you want to do is you want to you want to eliminate as much as you can from here. Let me pause the record and I'll show you. Oops. Oh, I gotta go with my dog. I'll be back in like a minute. I hear you, dummy. I hear you. I am back. So, the way the system works, I'll move the mic a little bit closer. The way the system works is at every step there's calculations. The more calculations you have, the more the system's going to stop. So, why are you a random chunk somewhere? So, to explain it is every sorter, every time an ore comes through a sorter, you have to look at the ID of that ore. And then say, if it's iron, go this way. If it's not, go this way. So every time it goes through one of these sorters, it's got to do a calculation. Every time it passes over from one belt to another, it's doing a calculation. It's calculating, okay, I've got 5 pieces of dirt. It can go to here. Now this one's going to say, okay, I got 5 pieces of dirt. And that dirt is going to keep its ID all the way around. The machines have to do its thing. So it has to say, okay, oh, it's time to hit the dirt. How much pressure do I have? How quick am I going to do this? There's a lot of calculations going on there. Like in the game, like there's so much going on that we don't think about. And it's the same here. It's like, so it's saying, do I have pressure? Yes. What is the pressure? Okay, so it's calculating, okay, there is a shard in here. That's a calculation. Is there water turned on? That's another calculation. This pipe is a calculation that does. And then it goes into the machine, and the machine's going, okay, this is what I have. What am I going to do? Do I have dirt underneath? I have dirt underneath, so I'm going to go. And then the pressure decides how fast I'm going to throw out the dirt. So the more you add in, the more it's going to slow down your system. The other thing is the reason why I took this off so I put this on when I needed it for bigger dirt chunks to make the dirt chunks smaller, but I take it off because all the dirt passing through this, it's doing calculations. It's looking at the dirt size, then going, okay, we're going to grind you down. And it's the same with the centering. I don't have the centering one down here. The centering one does even more than the dirt chunk one would. And that's because the one that's centered. So do I have one over? Yeah, right. No, that's a cutter. And I don't think I have a centering one up here. But if you put a centering one on there, it's doing a lot. It's getting the chunk in, then taking that chunk literally and calculating where the center is and then putting it there. So if you're sending multiples in at one time, it makes a huge difference. So you want to eliminate a lot as much. So if you're running 7, oh, there's a gem under there. Really? I didn't see that. Where is that? So if you're running 7 and you're running into, can I get it from this side? I can get it to highlight, but it's not staying highlighted. There we go. So these cutters as well, when they're going through the cutters, it's going to slow things down. So if you're running 7, you're getting a bit of lag, then you might want to make sure your tools are on stands, because that removes things from I'll call it the wilderness. So it removes entities from the wilderness, making it less things that the system has to calculate. Because anything that's on the ground, so if I take this and I drop it on the ground, the system is calculating this in now as an item that is sitting here. But if I put it there, then it becomes a fixture. Like instead of dropping it, if I place it, it becomes a fixture. So the system doesn't have to worry about that. It's not continuously having to calculate that. It knows that is a fixture in this space, and then it ignores it for calculation purposes. So that make sure everything is placed, and also hammer it down. I don't know if hammering it down would make a difference. It may make a small difference, so that it doesn't need to calculate in, that it can be picked up and that it becomes part of the scenery. So that should help as well. Yeah, remove anything that centers, and remove anything that, like the grinder, remove any of the grinders. If you have only 7 going, don't set it up this way. Just have at the end a non-sorter with a gem cutter on it. I'm also running them off same line as my tier 1 water. That shouldn't change. So whether you have a tier 2 pipe or tier 1 pipe, it still has to do a calculation. And the calculation for a tier 2 pipe, the calculation is a little bit different because you have a decimal place. You're not dealing with just whole numbers. Whereas a tier 1 pipe, you're dealing with whole numbers. So the water coming in, again, it's a tick. And the way the tick works is it works at the end. And the calculation, so each one of these pipes is a calculation, but it only checks. So it's going to check at every belt to make sure that there's water underneath it. But this pipe here, it's not going to check whether there's water there or not unless I pick the pipe up. Because it creates it's like a wire. It's creating a connection point. And a wire, like if you look at house wiring, your house wiring doesn't care what the voltage is until it's at the end. So that's how the system works. So what you want to do is try to eliminate as much calculations as needed be. But if I was to I'll turn my system on, and even my system does the stopping as well. Oh, I got to turn it on up there too. What? I didn't hit that button. There we go. Now my system should work. I see a lot of people saying, like, my machines are shutting off. Well, yeah, the more you add onto a line, the more it has to do calculations, and the more you're going to... So right now it's flowing fine, but once it starts, like, once it starts getting to the end... What? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Why do I have dirt on the ground there? Maybe I didn't clear it? Oh. So you can see that my machines are turning off too. And then turn on and turn off. And it's because there's too much calculation going on. So whenever it's doing that, it's doing like calculations. Yeah, again, like the piping itself doesn't make a difference. Like, that should not make a difference at all, whether it's tier 1 or tier 2, except for the tier 2 pipe calculation uses a decimal. But it doesn't change how it does it. But you can see how my tier 2 machines are turning on and off. And that's fine. Like, again, like, that one shut off, now it's going. But they're all working. Like, if I look down, you can see they're all spitting out dirt. See, they just all turned off and on it. That's normal for a tier 2. It doesn't change it. Like, they're still spitting out dirt. Dirt's still coming out. So it's not affecting the dirt itself. The dirt itself is still coming out. It just, the light itself will turn on and off, and it will do the same thing on tier 1 machines as well, using just one tier 1. Yeah, see, there's a hiccup and then it just stopped. Now those little pauses, like, that's a game trying to calculate something, and it's the game itself is overwhelmed. When I get another little hiccup, I'll show you. There, it stopped. Oh, see, when it stops like that, I can still move. See, I can still move, and I'm not losing frame rates. So what those pauses are is the game's getting overwhelmed, and it's doing a calculation. And the way I think he has done it to fix a lot of the issues. So in 1.7, it wouldn't stop the line. It wouldn't stop everything. Like right here, everything is stopped to do the calculation properly. But prior to 2.0, it wouldn't do that. So what was happening is you would end up at the end here with all your belts and everything going, and then it doesn't stop, and then so this say for instance gets overwhelmed. Let me get back so I can look at it from the top. So like there, so say that that little pause was because this machine had too much going on, so it needed to calculate the rest of the information. So so it will, like, this machine, this is how I think he fixed the whole system. Is any piece needs to do any calculation, then it pauses the whole system. So it's like turning the water off at the intake and saying stop everything until I can get this fixed. And then it fixes it, and then it turns the water back on. And that's, I think, how he's done these hiccups. Because again, prior to 2.0, every time there was a stop, so say for instance this belt had too many pieces of dirt on it, didn't know what to do, everything else would still be running. So things are running into it, and then all of a sudden you've got like all this dirt on a piece and it doesn't know what to do, and then it just starts throwing them everywhere. And it's the same with this machine. In my opinion, a lot of the stopping is from your harvester, and because that's a lot. Like here I've got 18 going in, and that's not even a huge amount, but you can see these big like amounts of ore, so every one of those has to be calculated from that dirt. So my opinion, this harvester is doing so much calculation, and the more you feed this, the more calculations that has to do at one time, the more chances things are going to slow down. And it can handle the calculations with no problems, but it will create a bog down. Now, if you're finding a lot of issues, try running 2 lines. So split your line in half and have it going through 2 harvesters. Because you can have lines that join into each other, and that's why I did this the way I did it. So tier 2 coming up and dropping onto another line. So what you can do is, instead of having just one line, you can have 2 lines and have both lines feeding onto, like, creating a only one sorting system. You can do that. So you could have 2 harvesters going, taking half the dirt, and then feeding those 2 lines onto one line. So that is a possibility. Now let me go back over here and we will shut this off, go back to our Let's Play. So basically, if you're finding hiccups, you need to figure out where your system is having the bog down of calculations and then changing it. You can't do that though, because this is multiple pieces of dirt coming through. So the issue with doing something like that, it creates more of a calculation, because what would happen is only read it as one dirt. Then it takes the ID of one dirt chunk. So each one of these dirt chunks carries an ID. And then if you change it down to 1 and then to multiple, then a system like what I've got here will not work, because the chunk gets its ID from where it's located. So if you take it down to 1, then you would not be able to add tier 1 system in there, because it's going to say this is one piece of dirt. So which ID is it going to take, the tier 2 or the tier 1? Because if it takes a tier 2, then all that tier 1, then people would be able to manipulate that, and I could just run one tier 1 and have that tier 1 meeting up with one tier 2 and have that meeting with tier 1, and then it would change all that tier 1 dirt to tier 2. Yeah, so again, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. So if it's when you turn the tier 2 on, the tier 2 machines are a lot laggier than the tier 1. So you saw that my system with the tier 2 running, which is only 18, was creating a lot of like stops in the system. Let's turn on 18 tier 1s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 18 tier 1s turned on. And you'll see that it doesn't, I don't have as many hiccups with the tier 1 system as I do with the tier 2. Well, maybe it is giving. No, it's not. I still get the pauses, but it's less pauses with the tier 1 system than the tier 2. But again, I'm not getting as much of a buildup of dirt. There's enough space in between because the calculations are done quick, so they can handle more. So the more that the chunks build up, the slower it becomes. So that may pause. No, it didn't even pause. Yeah. Like I have 18 going here, and there's a pause there, but it's like you don't get as many stops in the system, so it is correct. But again, the calculation between tier 1 and tier 2 dirt, I don't know how it's coded in the game. It may be coded that tier 1 dirt doesn't. No, it would still, because it would still depend on the location. I don't know. I don't know how it's coded. I'm not even going to try to figure that out because it could be done many ways. But there's something between the tier 1 and tier 2 dirt, which I'm not sure if that's why he hasn't done the tier 3 machines yet, or tier 3 stuff, because maybe it has to do with how the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 is coded, that the tier 3 stuff is creating more of an issue. Because again, like 18 tier 2s, and it was stopping quite a bit. 18 tier 1s, and the odd stop, but very little. And that's a big chunk going through there. So it's not like, oh, there's a stop. So again, I wouldn't worry about it because just the way the system. So the way I plan the systems is I just throw them on. I don't care if they stop or not because I'm doing other stuff while these are running. And that's the point of the system is like once, for instance, like right now, once I got these going, then what I'd work on is doing some sort of a house system, incorporating into a house and having the chunks coming into a room and making a gold room, like the ducks or whatever, and having a room full of gold bars that keep coming in and continuously piling through the system. Again, like it's there's no limit of what you can do with the game. Come on, go in properly. Thank you. So I don't like having these on an edge. I like to have them flat. All right. No, it, like you can see that mine does the same thing. So it's not about doing something wrong or right. It just, that's how the game calculates things, and because it's calculating it out, my best guess is the calculations on tier 2 dirt is different than the calculation on tier 1. And why is my mouse being so dumb? I don't know that answer. I don't like this mouse at all. Like it's so light that the wire on it's so stiff that when I let go of it, the wire is pushing the mouse, and it drives me nuts. Like here, let go of the mouse and it's pushing it. Stop being so... There we go. All right, I'm going to use the restroom really quickly, and I'm going to make myself a tea to help with my throat. I'll be back in a minute. Knucklehead. Hey, you. Knucklehead. Looking at, huh? What you looking at, fool? I am back. Seems like this is getting louder. So let's fix it before I get further in. Come on. Why aren't you opening sound settings? Thank you. Okay, come on. There we go. Now let's continue the Let's Play. And start recording. And here we go. I need to move my tea over. We'll do this for a bit. This is probably enough to get me quite a bunch of coin. We'll do a half hour though. Half hour isn't too long. Oops. I just got rid of a whole bunch of dirt. Crap. Oh, that first one did go in. Interesting. I didn't think I thought I put it on top of it. Oops. Did it again. Drop it. Oops. This isn't I keep making little mistakes. I'm not being as efficient as I could be. Yeah, it's still in a good spot. Ah, Right, we're getting closer to the half-hour mark, just to prove that it can be done quick. I don't quite need this amount, but we'll just do, because half hour isn't a big investment in time, so we will see how, because this is a huge amount. This is going to be, I don't know. Let's have a prediction in the comments. Let's see what your predictions are. But I predict I will have maybe a couple thousand Hydrocoin worth of material. We will see though, because this is a good amount of dirt, even though it's tier 1. And don't worry about tier system yet. We haven't gotten to that step. Working with the rack. What rack? Oh, rake. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah. I agree, but again, it's still the fastest way. Using the rake is the, oh shoot, I forgot I had stuff on there. It's still the fastest way to remove dirt, rather than trying to use a, sorry, I shouldn't say it's the fast way. The nuke is the fast way to remove dirt, but you just make it a round hole. Smartphones, yeah. The don't take this as an insult, but there's a saying that I love. Smartphones are only as smart as the user. And it's not meant to be like a hit on anyone, but there's things that people like, so the designers of, like, you're using, you said an iPhone, or no, sorry, you didn't say. I thought I saw iPhone there, but I misread. But when they create the phones, they create them to be able to do a whole bunch of things, and there's a lot of things that we just don't know it can do, because for the most part there's not any tutorials of, hey, this is what this phone can do. So like, I'm doing tutorials on Hydroneer. You don't see that many tutorials on a lot of the functions of different phones. But there's a lot of features in the phones that most people don't even know it can do, because when they created it to have a purpose to do that. And then because sales isn't usually connected to R&D, that in most companies, like, they just get a basic, oh, this is what the phone can do, or this is what the phone has in it. So there's a lot of unwasted potential in a lot of items that we use on a regular basis. Vehicles are a big one. There's a lot of things that are implemented in a lot of the vehicles that most people will never ever know that they have, or they have the ability to use. All right, we're at almost half an hour. Another few minutes. Oop, I forgot. Okay, after this bucket, we will go and start scrubbing. Hasn't been quite half an hour, but hey, let's see what we can. Oh. Come on, thank you. There we go. Now let's get this into a good spot. That should be good. Let's see if I can drop it in. Yeah, there we go. So in my opinion, if you do it this way, this is going to give you, because you're not running back and forth, wasting the time running back and forth, this will be a bit of a more efficient way to do this. Just, you have to be careful when things you have to be careful with. Don't drop the bucket in on top of your dirt, because when you're shoveling dirt, then what will happen is that dirt will end up going into the bucket, and because the bucket's inside of the cart, it just deletes that dirt. So try not to drop the bucket into the cart on top of your dirt. I did that once, lost some precious dirt. The other thing is you want to try to set things up into an efficient way of doing this, so that you're not like running around. Let me also, if you can find, so I can see this piece that I've got highlighted is a Cloutium piece. I want to pull that out. So if you can, after doing a few of them, you don't have to do this. This is just something I do because I will need those pieces at a later stage. So that's why I want to pull it out. I want to have those for the next bigger step in the game. Not ideal placement of the pot, but that's okay. So again, I could tell it was Cloutium because it looks like rusted ore. Gold is shiny gold. This is like, looks like more dirt than it does anything else. So you will also need shards, but you can't sell shards. So I don't need to worry about that. So there are 4 items in the game that you can smelt down. Cloutium ore, iron ore, gold ore, and power shards. So I will assume, it's not good to assume, but I will assume that the max pressure on a tier 2 pipe is 380. Now, my guess is it's actually higher than 380. Because if they implement a tier 3 system, it's just like the tier 1. Max is 180. So my guess would be that a tier 3 pipe, you will be able to get, say, 400 instead of 370, 400 out of it. That's my guess. They may not implement tier 3 piping, and if that's the case, then yes, 370 is going to be your maximum that you can get out of the tier 2 pipe. But if they do implement a tier 3 system, then my guess is it'll go up to probably 380, maybe 400, depending on what they decide to do with it. That's just a guess. I couldn't give you an accurate calculation because I'm not part of their development team. I can only speculate from what I've seen in the past and how the game works at this moment. I can just make a guess according to that. Now my tea should be steeped enough. Let me take the tea bags out. Ouch, that's hot. I don't have anything to take it out with. And it's buried. I think it's buried. Let me see. It's buried in there. Oh, I do have a spoon here. That's right. Right. Let's see if I can find the tea bags. Where is it? Did I get both of them? No, that's only one. Oh well. There's a tea bag stuck in my tea. It's still too hot to drink though. Whoa. Back up a second here. Okay. If you have 200 pipes going to your miner, each pipe is... Let me use my calculator here because... So you have 200 pipes, and if you multiply that by your 2.5, that means you have a 500% drop in pressure. So it will end up coming down to 0. So that being said, doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter that it goes down to 0. So you don't need any booster from your intake to your machine. What you want to do is you want to put that booster right on the machine, though. So you want to attach that booster right to the machine. And now, you didn't say whether you're attaching to tier 1 or tier 2. You could get away with adding one booster. Say add one booster and have that booster feeding, say, 2 or 3 machines. Or you could probably even get away with 5 machines, depending on how many pipes that you're going with. And you're not going to see a huge difference in production. If you want to maximize it, you want to add the boosters right to the machine itself. Now, if you're using tier 2 machines, I have found that if you run an elbow, then the booster, and then run a T-pipe, then you can maximize your space. Then you're, instead of having, like on a tier 1 system, you'd have a machine right beside a machine. On a tier 2 system, it would be machine, elbow, machine. So you can only do half the amount of machines for the same amount of space you would use a tier 1. But no matter which way you do it, you can't put a tier 2 machine directly beside another tier 2 machine, because the intake pipe is on the side of the machine. So you always have to have a pipe on there. But I wouldn't worry about, like, you don't need, because you said how many, or 200 pipes to get to your miners, and all of them have boosters. How many should I have in the line? Yeah, so as long as your machines have a booster, you don't need any in the line. None. It's a waste of a booster. Because the machines, so the way the boosters work are, it boosts from the intake, not from whatever pressure is along the line. So if your pressure drops down to 0, it doesn't matter. If you put a booster, as soon as you put that booster on, the booster goes from the intake. So all the boosters on your machines are going to be boosting to the 370% pressure coming from your intake. Well, maximum 370. It's 250 if you don't have boosters, 370 if you have Cloud Team boosters, and I can't remember what it was with the iron, because I haven't really used the iron boosters. Yeah. So, in my opinion, that's fine, because you're only losing 2.5% pressure, because you have just 190. I call them elbows because they look like an elbow. But you, like, that's only 2.5% drop, which is very negligible when you're dealing with, like, so if you've got 370% pressure, 2.5% is nothing. You're not good. Like, I don't think visually you will be able to see a difference. Now, in the game, there will be a difference. It'll be a 2.5% less yield, but that percentage is like minute and not even worth it. Because again, that 2.5% per machine, you're basically able to, instead of putting the booster directly on the machine, so if you put the booster directly on the machine, you're 1/3 less productive anyways, because of the fact that your machine, you can now only put 1/3 less of the machines in a line along each other. So no, there's still a shard. If that makes sense. Because you're taking 3 spaces per machine instead of 2 spaces per machine. So you can fit, for every 3 machines, you get 1 full machine. And that itself is going to be more beneficial than that 2.5% loss, in my opinion. Let's do that. With all 4 spots, what do you mean? Sorry. Did I miss something? Okay, now that I've got them all scrubbed, I take it all the way up to this top here, to the jeweler. Now, again, things will get more advanced. It was close. 1,323 coin for half an hour worth of mining. So while I'm up here, I'll show you there's another stock market right here. These, you can sell your iron bars. So you will be making bars. And you can sell them here. If the demand is low, don't sell them here. Sell them at the jeweler. So if it's low, it means it's lower than what the jeweler would pay for it. If it's higher, it means it's higher than what the jeweler will pay for it. That's how the stock market works in this game. But all 4 spots, that's where I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure what you mean by all 4 spots. So now we can take our hard-earned cash and we can start making this a lot easier. So we're going to go to the store here. We are going to take our coin, and we are first going to buy an intake pipe. Then we will buy a few of these straight pipes. So let's get, let's say we get 4 of these. We won't need all 4, but we will go with 4. I will also buy a couple things that not necessarily needed. I will get a shutoff valve. And this is going to cost me 187 coin. Now, I've got all these things. What do? Do I run them all individually? Take one piece, run it over to the store? Or run it from the store to the plot? You could do that. But, again, they give us this cart, which is awesome. Boosters for the pumps. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So, you can just take these pipes now, drop them into your cart. Drop it into the cart, thank you. This should be the intake pipe. There we go. Are you going to stay in the cart? Yeah, you are. Good. And then you can now take the cart over to where you need to. So I usually like setting up on this side over here. Bring it down. I can drop it down here and start getting things working the way it is. Let's talk about intake pipes. We were kind of talking about that in chat here on Twitch. Intake pipes, the tier 1 intake pipe, which is the iron one, it can do 100% pressure according to its tulip. You can add boosters on it, but an iron pipe can handle, tier 1 pipe can only handle up to a maximum of 180% pressure. That comes in clutch. Again, I put my look over my mouse and it spins. Stop. I need a new mouse. All right. So running the pipe means that I can take my bucket. I can do the same thing, but I can put my bucket underneath where it's dripping, and it will automatically fill up with water. As you can see, like there's a lot of shards in there, but you can see the shadow line of the water. So now, if I wanted to, I can make this a little bit more efficient and either like fill up a bucket. We'll do the bucket route. Oops. And then you take your bucket, dump it in, and then you take your brush and brush it. So that's a possibility, but I've got a decent amount of coin. So let's see what I can buy. So I do want one of these. Actually, I will need 2 of them. So I will get 2 of these. Then I will take my coin. I still have lots of coin left, so this will make it, or I will be able to make a pretty good system where I won't need these. Oh, I got stuck. So now I can start making an automated system. So let's get this going. We will get an automated system here up and running in just a few. But here's the thing. I can't get an automated system quite going yet because I will need, let's take the cart with me. So you can take your cart with you, just drop it onto the back of your truck. So actually, I will show you before I go. I will grab the map here. Now I'm just going to borrow the map. I'm not going to buy it because I don't really need it. If you're looking at this map, you can see where the blue diamond is. That's where I am at the moment. The blue circle, that's just my cursor. So don't mind that. So the starter is to the left of where my cursor is. Ember Cradle. You can see that there is a store which is marked with a gear and an auction. Stock market. Sorry, not auction. I was saying auction. Stock market. And I showed you where that stock market is. Now, if you look to the right of where my cursor is, if my mouse would stop moving, you can see that there's a jeweler there as well. So there's a jeweler and there's a store in Bridgeport. Bridgeport has the majority of what you're going to be needing. So this is where I'm going to take the truck, drive over to Bridgeport, and we will get what we need from there. So if you just get into the truck, you turn right. Go. There's that bridge. So there's two things you can do. You can either take the bridge, take the long way, or take the shortcut. They put a little bit of a shortcut in here, and you go down this winding road, and that's Bridgeport right there. So I'm going to come into here. Now I know where things are. I will show you the shops here while I'm in Bridgeport. So this is your housing shop. So we came from over there. There's a bridge right through there. You can see it there. This is the jeweler, as it says on the sign. This is where you can sell stuff as well. And there's a couple little hidden things here. Blitz's house, keep out. Blitz was a streamer of this originally, and I think, no, these woods don't have it. So this is your housing shop. So you got stairs, you got chairs, you have your basics, you have a rake, you have construction hammer. Rake we'll get into in a little bit later episodes. You have a double stair, you have concrete. Well, this is called a concrete floor, Lance. I call them concrete foundations. This is a big, like 4x4, and that's a single. Then you have windows, pillars, pillar foundations, pallets where you can stack things on. You have walls, doors, roof pitches, roofs, tin. You actually have windows, so you can take one of these windows and put it inside of, I can't do it because I haven't bought it, but, and put it inside of that, and it works. We'll get into that stuff later. Sorry about the cough. So this is where I will explain a couple things. There are these water filter hooks. You can get a maximum of 10. Each one gives 2. So if you put 5 hooks on your line, your machines won't break. But here's the thing. To keep it simple, I usually say if you have less than 5 machines on your system, just don't worry about it. Once you start getting more than 5 machines, then that's when you want to put the hooks on. Because what the filters do is it reduces the damage that your machines take. So if you have the 5 of them on there, then your machines won't take damage and you just have to repair the filters. But if you just put 1 filter on, your machines will still take damage. They just won't take as much damage. You have pressure gauge hooks. This will tell you what your pressure is on it. Now, this is your tier 2 system. At the point of this recording, don't worry about the tier 2 pipes. Because the way it works is you have a tier 2 intake, which does 250%. And then you put a pressure tank, which what a pressure tank does is takes it from that intake. So if I just had iron pipes all along my system, but I had a tier 2 intake and a tier 2 pressure, then the pressure on the other side of this is going to be 250%. Again, we will get into that on a later episode. There are things like the smelter. So the smelter is basically the furnace and crucible all in one. So if you're going to do it the traditional way, you're going to need a furnace. You put this on top, it heats that up. Once the liquid's heated up inside, you take it out and you pour it into the mold. Well, smelter does it all at once. You put everything in, you click on that, it dumps all the liquid into there, and it molds it itself. So it's wonderful. We have a gem compressor. So you put gems inside there, cut gems inside, and then it will compress them and into one. So if you had like 100 rubies in there and you did this, it would combine all 100 rubies into one ruby. Then you have the funnels, which you don't need at this point. You don't really need the funnels. And then you have your tier 2. As you can see, this is a blue outline. This is a tier 2 pickaxe, and that's a tier 2 shovel. And then that's you. In order to upgrade your fishing rods, you have to do the fish. So no matter where you go, you will only get a tier 1 fishing pole unless you have upgraded it. Magnet is great to, when things go wrong and stuff ends up everywhere, you can use a magnet to pull in stuff. We talked about the saw. We have a grinding wheel, which is over in the other one. So you can manually cut your gems with that, but I don't use that. And then you have a scale. This scale, you can put your bars on it and see what they weigh. So right now, I don't need anything from here. There's a second shop, which is where I need. So I need one of these straight conveyor belts. You can get conveyor belts to cut gems. So this, if you put this on top of a conveyor belt, it will cut your gem. Don't worry about these at this point of the recording. You don't need them. This is an iron shredder, and then there's a Cloutium shredder. You don't need them as of the recording. But I do need a straight pipe to get this automated. So let's take this out and drop it into the bucket. Buy that. And I still have enough that I can buy my machine. Oh, it's already in. Okay. So I have what I need, and then there's a fancy furniture. So you can buy cactuses, you could buy the tables, rugs, this $14,000 throne if you wanted, golden statues, you can buy deer trophies, you can, oh, it's not there, oh, there. You can buy these fish trophies. So if you get a really big fish and you want to put it on, you can definitely do that. You can get these plinths, which you put your gems on top of. I don't really do much of that because I don't do a lot of playing around with like decorating stuff. So there's another spot in here, as you can see up there, buy stuff. So that is logistics. I won't take you up there because that is a full length video just in logistics. And there's a lot to logistics. So if you are new to the game, don't worry about logistics right now. Worry about getting things automated, getting things set up to where you need to get things set up. All right. So now let's start getting it automated. We'll pull the cart out. We will set this on top of the cart. So if you look, I can't place it. So if I right click, it's to place it. So I can't place it, but if I left click, I can bring back. I can hold down E or whatever it is to place. You can rotate them now. So I'm hitting R, which rotates it. You can rotate it on all axis. So if you're trying to place it somewhere, you can, so R, T, and now I'm hitting Y to show you that you can do it anyway. So I wanted to drop it on top of the cart so it stays on the cart. This is lined up so that it'll drop on top of the cart. And now it stays. Now when I pick that cart up, it comes with me. So I also want to be able to buy the machine. So let's take our coin out and put it into the buy bucket. See, it says buy. Then I am going to show you in my opinion, the best way, and then for the next steps. You can only buy one of these machines, so this will help you get to the next step. But this is the next step that I like to take. Most people will go with a drill, place it down, have the drill spinning into it. I can accomplish more buying the harvester than I can with a drill. Later on, once I buy 546. Oh, I can buy it right now. Okay. So I will buy it just to show you, because I will need it anyways. But see, I bought one. I can't buy another one. It's locked. You can only buy one of these. If you want to make more, then you will have to... I still have 114. What I'm going to do is put this in here because I'll probably need it in here. So now that I've bought it, let's put it onto... Nope. Please stay on. No, come on. I know you want to stay on there. Rolls every which way except for where I want it to go. Okay. Forget you. You're just going to stay there because I don't want you right now. Okay. So let's get our piping set up first. Again, placing pipes. R rotates it, T rotates it. So if I click to as if I want to place it, then I want it to face upwards so it comes out. So if I hit T as in tango, it moves it up. Now I can hit R to rotate it, and now I can place it underneath maybe. Oh no, because the pipe's there. Okay, so let's move our hand, and now let's, well, shovel's in the way now. Okay, you have to move everything out of the way. You used to be able to place it if things were there. So now we have a little bit of a system set up. I will come over here and buy a cork, and I'll show you how this works in a moment. I have all the water sounds turned off because I hate the sound of the water dripping. I will turn it on so that you can hear it and you can see where the settings are. So if you hit escape on a keyboard, go into your settings, you go into audio, and this is where everything is. So I have the music turned down, and my music stopped on there. Interesting. Ambience is like you're walking and all that. Machinery, obviously your machines make noise, so this is the machine sound. Vehicles, player, water pipe sound. So if I turn this on, you can hear the dripping, drip, drip, and you can hear the water, the intake, that tinny type sound. That's the water. That's a water pipe. I'll leave it on a little bit. So now you can hear it's dripping. Now if I take this, rotate it so that's there, I can plug the hole. All that's doing is just stopping that dripping sound. As you can hear, it's not dripping. I can hear the intake, but I can't hear the dripping. But at this point, we actually want that off because we want to hook the machine up. So this is the water intake, and across from it on the harvesters is where it's going to shoot out the gold, the silver. There's no silver in the game yet. So I have to rotate it so it goes like that. And now you'll see this will start working. Now I want to also put a conveyor belt, and you'll see why in a second. So I also have a shut off because when this is running, this machine is taking damage. So right now it's turned off. If I open this up, this machine's going to take damage. Every time water ticks, it'll take damage. So now let's take this out of the way. So now stuff's going to shoot out here. Now if I don't put something there to catch it, it's just going to keep shooting. So what I usually do is I take some dirt and I build. That's a little high. I might need to finagle this a little bit. I'll just fill this up a little bit, and then set and let's take it up here. So basically you want this kind of domed area so you can fit this in. So I need a little bit more off of this side so that it actually sits a little bit lower. So I'll just go here, boom, and I'll put it there. And now it sits in there fairly good. That's how you want it to sit. It'll shoot stuff out and it'll drop into the bucket. So now this is where there's a lot to what I'm going to be doing. So I will show you. So for a while now, if you've got a shovel of dirt, you can put it on there. It goes in and then it spits out there. Now it did it already. So if you look, the belt's highlighted. So if I place it, it will place it on the belt. As long as that belt's highlighted, that's all that matters. So you can see it's shooting stuff out. Okay. If it's not highlighted, so if I've got the pipe highlighted, it's going to place dirt on the pipe. You don't want that. So you want to try to make sure you aim for it. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is I usually stand like on a corner here, and then I'll just do this. And again, this is like this would be your more efficient way of doing this. And this is how I like to run it. Okay. I will show you, if you look this up, how to start Hydroneer or whatever, they will tell you to get one of these first. So most people will tell you to get this first, and run it like this. Okay, and then you run, so you would run a T-pipe, and then you'd run water directly to there. Let's do it. I think I have enough to get it. Yeah, I do have enough to get it, because you should still have enough to. So, oops. I'll show you another trick while I'm thinking of it. If you take your cart in, and you know what you want to buy. So there's a faster cart and an agile cart. The faster cart makes you go really quick, but you can't turn well with it. The agile cart, you can turn just like you can with this, but it is faster than this. So in order to do what the people on the interwebs tell you, you're going to run a T-pipe. You're going to run 2 more knuckles. And you're going to need at least 1 of those. I think you need 2. We will see. But hopefully I have enough gold now. 99. Oh, 1 hydro coin away. So what I was showing you is that you can stack stuff into your cart, put it onto it, and sell that way. Just for the sake of doing this, I will sell what I have, which should give me more than 1 coin, which would allow me to show you this setup. Yeah, 92 coin. Good. I'll take you, drop you in the bucket. And then we'll go over here, grab that coin, which is hard to see, but I know it's there. And now I've got enough to buy that. Let's just drop this into the cart. Take the cart now. Back over here. So this is how people on the interwebs, YouTube channels, this is how they're going to tell you to do this. Take your T-pipe and no, I'll put it there. So, oh, let's get this dirt out of there. So again, T is in tango to rotate it, R to rotate it in the other direction. We'll take this pipe off, we'll put this, T is in tango so that I have it coming out. Then I'm going to rotate it, put straight pipes out, put your other, rotate it so it's facing the front of the machine. Now this is going to drip into the bucket. So if I put this bucket on here, that should be good, and I turn the system on, it will drip into this bucket. Let's see if it works. So let's turn that off for a second. I need the brush, which is, where's the brush? I can't find the brush. Oh, there it is, because it's on this side. So that shot a piece of dirt out. You can see there's dirt in there. So then you scrub it. So you turn, I can't turn it on with the brush. So what you would do, it just shot a piece of dirt, you brush. And then brush. But as you can see, let's time this. That's 1. Okay, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every 5 drops of water, it's shooting out 1 piece of dirt. The great thing about this is if you have an auto clicker or a macro to do the right click, you could just have it doing that, and you could just AFK and have this running, and that's fine. That'll work. But again, every 5 ticks, remember that, every 5 water ticks. So we'll turn that off. We'll move this. Oh no, I still need that there. Let's remove this piping. And I will just run this one more time to get rid of the water out of. And now there's no water in there. Good. Okay. So let's make things a little bit neater. And we will drop the stuff I don't need back into the cart. And I'm not worried about having these extra pipes because I will be using these at a later stage. Oh, there's a gem on the ground. Let's just drop that back into the bucket. So again, 5 ticks of water dripping. Actually, I will need to. I'll put the tea back in there so that you can hear and see the water tick. All right. So as soon as I hear a drop of water, I'm going to shovel. Why didn't that work? Oh, because I already had it. Okay. So we'll start when I hear a drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know I can get four chunks. I didn't aim properly because I'm trying to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was able to get at least 3 on for every one that would produce. And actually, I can show it this way. Oh, come on. I got stuck. If I put this machine on the side, I don't think it's going to... Yeah, it won't do dirt because there's no dirt underneath it. So as soon as you put dirt there, it will start throwing chunks out. So as soon as I hear that go clunk, there's 1, 2, 3. So 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So basically, I can get 4 for every chunk that this is throwing out. I can get 4 chunks. So why not go with this setup here? It's less than getting these other ones, so there would be no need. Now, because in half an hour I was able to get enough coin to get that machine, let's get it running. Let's get out of the hole. So what I can do now, if I do this, nope, I need a straight pipe. I can now get this system set up to where this is actually pumping onto the conveyor belt. Now if I get my shovel. So if you end up with something like this and you have a bunch of dirt that you want to get rid of, there is clear all chunks. And that's what I did. And now they're gone. So let's put, let's grab a lower piece of dirt, put you under there. Well, it doesn't actually matter because it's where the drill is taking. So here, I'm kind of stuck. So I'm going to hit unstuck and it just takes you to the start of the plot. So now that I do have this set up, I can turn this on. This is going to shoot a chunk in. It's going to go on there. And then it's going to spit out here. So this is what you want. You want to see that working. But what I want to do is I can now throw 4 of these on per every time that clicks. Well, roughly 4. And then I can just keep feeding this machine, and we will say, let's do this for maybe 10 minutes. And then we can sell the stuff, and we can end up with a huge amount of, oops, let's just get you cleaned up here. Now that you can only click so fast with a shovel. And we will get this going. So I can already like see there's a lot of ore in this. So again, half an hour. Oh, I didn't have it highlighted, and now it piled up on top. Just as long as you make sure that you have it highlighted, you're good to go. And again, that's just, you could see when I didn't have it highlighted, I placed dirt where I didn't want it to place. So at this point, there's a lot of things that you can do. Oops, I didn't want to shovel that dirt, but that's fine. Didn't drop my bucket. So the next part to this is getting a sorting system going so that you can sort. I didn't have it highlighted. Let's clean this up. Again, like, you don't have to, like, you don't, because I have the drill working. Come on. I'm clicking, but you have to get it so that it's not highlighted on anything to be able to get that dirt off there. It will be very finicky. Whatever. I will leave it now. So if I wanted to get better dirt and like bigger pieces of ore, I could just come down here and then highlight, and you can see that it's, as long as that is highlighted, it's putting it on. So you can sit here and get better dirt. So the lower the dirt is, the better you will, the heavier the ore is going to be. So it'll give you a better yield the lower you go. So with this setup, you're going to be ending up having to dig all the way down to the bottom. Well, not necessarily dig, but, and we'll show different ways of doing this in a moment. So basically what you want to do is you do this for about 10 minutes. We're at about 3 minutes in, and a lot of this is going to be fast forwarded, so you won't have to watch me doing this. And then once we got enough that we can get a good amount, a sorter, I believe, is like 1,000 coin. So they get pretty expensive. But again, so we got roughly about 45 minutes, less than an hour of play, and we've already got a drill, harvester, and one belt so far. A few more minutes. Have a sip of tea. Oh, that's still quite warm. Feels nice on the throat, as you could tell. And it's just, in case you're curious, which probably not, but I'll tell you anyways, it's just mint tea with a small amount of honey to help with my throat so I'm not as hoarse and coughing. And we are at about 5 minutes. We'll go another 5. Just keep feeding. Move to this side so it's a little bit quicker. Again, you don't need to do this. If you want, this is where you could just go AFK. Watch a movie. Put a movie on. Let this machine do its work. That's what it's designed to do. The issue you'll run into is the machine will eventually break down because there's no filters on this system. So then you're going to have to repair it. And as soon as one of these machines breaks down, I will show you how that works. And when it breaks down, you'll see sparks. And not only will you see sparks, it will also stop working. So if the machine's broken, it will not work. The great thing about 2.0 is if your harvester breaks, which that should be the first machine to break is the harvester. If the harvester breaks, I'm talking about the harvester and I was looking at the harvester. If the harvester breaks, the ore will still drop into there. And I messed up there too. Can I get that? I should be able to. Sometimes it's a little bit more finicky than others. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Everything's still working. What I was saying is if the harvester breaks, the ore will just drop and it will sit on here until it's fixed. Once it's fixed, it will then start harvesting the ore. Again, let's grab another sip of tea. I find the heat of the water, because it's so hot, with the heat of the water and the honey and mint, I'm using a Yeti to keep it really, really hot. It just clears my throat out, making it so much easier to talk. Set this over here. I spilt a little bit. All right. Are we at 10 minutes yet? Oh, we got 1 minute left. Well, just over a minute left. All right, that should be good enough. All right, let's shut this off. Actually, we'll shut this off. No, let's leave it all running so that when we come back, I will need to buy another pan. Yeah, I have way more than I need, so I can take that one pan away. Okay, so let's stop this. Remove this. Come. Oh, there is a lot in this. Okay, so again, there's so many entities in this. It's moving from one place to another. That's why you're getting these frame losses. So we should get a good amount of coin from this. Hopefully, I'm hoping that we can get around 3,000 coin. Let's see what we got. Almost 3,000. Look at that. Nice. All right. That should give us enough to get at least one sorter, maybe two sorters. Now, I will take this to the truck and put in the truck. So this is a great thing about this system is these pens are fairly cheap. So let's turn everything back on. Make sure it's going in properly. There we go. It's working properly. That's good. Yeah. So it's not going to be I may lose a few of them, but we will see. So let's get into our truck. And now we're going to go back over to Bridgeport. I will take the shortcut again. Jump. Oh, I hit it. And then jump. Again, there's little nuggets in here. Dre was here. Again, that's another person that made videos and streamed Hydroneer. Oh, there's also there's a wanted sign for another YouTube creator. Where I can't remember where it's on. I believe it's on over here. But let's... Oh, it is right there. I see it. So, on this fancy one, wanted, let's game it out. Reward, what's that? That's 100,000 million, 1 billion credit. Hydroneer coin for him. So he likes to break the game. And that's just kind of the joke. I've seen some of his videos. Some of his original videos, he would steal. So he'd back his truck in here, and take like the expensive items, take it over to the scrapyard, sell it, then sell the scrap, and that's how he made money to be able to buy the machines. You can't buy the machines anymore, so it kind of defeats that purpose. He also recently on 2.0 created one where he made pillars like really high and then put a bunch of machines on the pillars. It's quite funny. It's a humorous channel to watch. So what I want is I want these sorters, the splitter conveyors. They sort out the items. So I've got 2,700. You need at least 4 of them. So I can actually get 4 of these. That's nice. I like that. Okay. So I can go 10 minutes with that setup. So let's say about 45 minutes. So within an hour, you can get your sorting system set up. Let's get comfortable again. All right. I'm going to need a couple more things, but we will get this on the truck first. I have to save some of the coin for what's it called? For piping. So, oh, I need to buy it. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. I'm going to need at least one of those, but I'm going to need two. As long as I have a, I think I should be okay with 200 coin left. Yeah. Now let's see if the gem cutter, how much that is. I've only got 200. Yeah. So I've got pretty much all I need. Let's go back this shortcut. Let's get this going over here. Now this is why, if you remember, I saved a couple of those, my first ores. This is why I saved them. Is because this is where the sorter is going to need them. Okay. So let me think here. How am I going to design this? So this was working the whole time I was gone, which is good. So basically what I need to do is I need to get water running to my conveyor belts. It's going to get a little clunky, so I'm going to see if I can get enough. So I'm going to need an intake. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is sparking now. So that means that this machine is broken. So as you can see, it's not doing anything. So I will have to use some of this 224 coin to get a spanner to fix it. Those are 224. I'm going to need one at least. So let's get this fixed. And then once I fix this, the dirt that's been going into it just shoots out. Oh, that's broken as well. Let's just hold off. This should be enough to get a couple things. Let's get our system going before we play with anything. So we'll just shut this off. I need my cart. And we'll get some piping going. I'm going to have the piping separate for the sorting system, and instead of running it all off the same one. It doesn't matter if you run it off the same or separate. It's all right. So that's 30. I've got one pipe already, so this is what, 20. So that's 50, 70, 89 day, 100. I will need 2 of these. Maybe 3 of these, and then I'm going to need a few more of those. This is going to be more than what I actually have, so I will... Oh, maybe not. 287. Oh, no, it's going to be more because I used some. Okay. Anyways. 250. So I will have enough if I take this up and sell it. And that'll be fine. Nice. That's so that's I'll read your thing so that people on YouTube can hear what I'm talking about. So Tug says, "Man, night and day difference. Took all the center stuff off my belts and the clouding boosters off, 18 tier 1s running and 7 tier 2s running. No shuttering off and on. Nice." So no shuttering off and on. Nice. So I've been talking with Tug about his system. And he had 7 tier 2s and there was a lot of shuttering, turning on, off. Couldn't get it to work efficiently. And we'll put it that way. So running, the more stuff you run on a system, the more taxing that is on the game. Because everything is a calculation. So the what are they called? Sorry, my mind just went blank. The drills, they do a calculation. And the harvesters have to do calculation of every dirt chunk that goes into the... So there's a lot of stuff going on. And the more you put on your system, the more calculations that system has to do. And the more calculations that system has to do, the slower the system's going to run. So he worked, or I should say they worked out a way to get the system to work without it stopping and starting, which is awesome. So right now I am going to be getting a no, I need to drop it down. So this has to go down, hit T to rotate it downwards. Grab another one. We need to hit T to rotate it up, R to rotate it back that way. I don't know. Yes, I do. I think I'm going to have to buy another one of these. So I need this sideways because I need to go into there. So let's turn this on, get rid of some of this dirt. No, that's not going to work. Whatever, let's turn this off. No! Whatever. I'll be able to show you something different. Come on. So I've got this ore here. There's not much there. And if there's a lot, like if the system broke and you have a lot of them, if you clear all raw resources, it'll get rid of them. So I just want to clear this off of this piping. So that I can put a conveyor belt on there. So right now things aren't going to look great, but this is just getting you to a point where you can forget about this whole system, and that should be fine. Let's move this over there so I don't hopefully forget where my stuff is. Okay, so I don't think I have any more elbows, but I can still start working on the setup because I know I need an elbow to go into there, and then I will need so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 extra, and then I can take these. That one won't go on yet because I'll put it on here because I need to have it on the one next to it. And this will be at the end. 1, 2, 2, 4, 5. So this will go here. Then this will go here. Okay. So now we'll go back to the reason why. Oh no, clearing the chunks got rid of those. That is not cool. It's not supposed to clear the chunks. Oh, it cleared all the stuff from my buckets as well. Oh, sad. It's not supposed to do that. Anything that you have in a bucket or in a cart or on your truck, it's not supposed to delete those. But it did. So now, anyways, let's go get an elbow. An elbow, we will get one of these because I do have the coin for it. We will need at least one of these for now. I will take this for now to get this system kind of working. There we go. Now I need ore. So let's turn this system on. Oh, that's broken now. Let's turn that system off. Let's get another. I'll just do one for now. I need to get the system working. There we go. Now it should be working. Now I can turn that on. Yes. So, oh, there's a Cloutium ore. Oh shoot, I want that to come down here. So I like to have Cloutium going at the end because it's the least one. So I'm not worrying about the gems. We will do iron in this first one. So now anytime iron comes, it's going to come out here. I need a gold piece. There's a gold piece. Come on. Let's get this on here before that. There we go. Now gold should come out that. Now I just need a shard to come out. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. What do you want?
Just, yeah, that's fine. Oh, there's a shard. And now you just put the shard on top. Come on. And now it's all sorted. So now you'll see gems will keep going out the end. Iron's going to drop off up here. Gold's going to come out here. And then shards will come out here. Cloutium will come out here. So I will be turning the system off because I need to get stuff to catch those items. So just go in here, put this on here. So for now, what I will do is I will get crucibles because I don't have a huge amount. 270. So let's get this on here. I will need 4 crucibles. And yeah, come on. There we go. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, what I need to do, an easier way to do this too, is taking foundations. Let's just put them on here again. Nope, I don't even want to go on. One, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. How much do I have left? 180. Can I buy more of these? Nope. Well, I could buy 2 more. Yeah, let's buy 2 more. Oop, come on. All right. So let's clear up the raw resources. Now, when you clear the raw resources, these don't count as raw resources because they're part of the machine. Nice. All right, so I do have to get rid of this area. And all I have is this, so we'll just... I'll just manipulate that. I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it so that things don't get, so that the ore is not going to get stuck on it. So I could do this with a pickaxe, but the shovel works just fine. And what I'll do is, again, you just shovel it onto the... Oh, without doing that, preferably. Shovel it onto a belt. And then delete the dirt. Okay, that should be good. Let's cap this so that it's not making noise. Now, I can... Oh, no, it's not going to let me do that one. Okay, it's fine. It'll allow me to do these, so. And in case you're wondering, come on. All this is doing is going to allow me to have just a little bit of a flatter surface to be putting stuff on. And then what you can do is once you have this going, so you'll see here in a second why this makes sense. I wish I could just drop this there though, but it doesn't want to go there. Okay. All right, fine. Now let's put this, no. Let's get rid of those dirt chunks first. And see if I can It's not. I gotta dig that down a little bit lower so I can see where it's going. Let's clear those chunks. Because sometimes if the chunks are in the way, there we go. It won't allow you to like drop things. So this, what I'm going to do is just drop this there. If I put it in the middle, gems should come off the edge. So let's get, you don't want to go down there, do you? So again, like I placed that down. So to show you what I did, when you place it down, you'll see the fire coming out. So I can place it underneath, and then if I put a container on top of it, it will heat that container up. Just a little trick that we've done in I've done for years, since the start pretty much. Okay, so this for some reason isn't allowing me to place it here, but it should. Yeah, it allowed me to place it there. So I am going to have to make a little bit of a come on, shovel. Okay, I'll shovel from this side then. Again, I'm going to have to make like a place where it can sit on. And that might be enough that I can... Nope. Nope. It's a little bit too pointy, so let's... Come on. There we go. Now if I turn the system on, you'll see it'll sort. Gold's going to go into this one. Iron's going to drop into the one that's not cooking. So now we're almost 2 hours in, and we've got a fully sorted system. So now we have this system going. We can just AFK. And I think this would be a good point to pause the video. Something's dinging at me. I don't know what it is. Anyways. So you can see that the uncuts are being dropped, coming down and dropping at the end. Now I could I could put one of those gem cutters on the end, and that'll work too. And again, like this is a system where you can help this system out by just come over, shoveling onto the belt, and then you end up with a better yield, or not necessarily yield, more going through the system than just one every 5 water ticks. Let's see if I can get this piece. Yeah, there we go. And this is the start to a whole brand new system in Hydroneer. If you like it, Appreciate it if you subscribe. If you don't, you can give it a thumbs down, comment, all that fun stuff. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you next week for the continuation on what comes next. I'll probably let this run by itself for a couple hours. And then we'll have a bit of bars that we can turn this stuff into bars, get a couple more machines, and get a bit more of a setup going. Thanks again. Have a great one. That's going to be a big editing project on that one. Oh. Well, I just stopped the video. Like, I just stopped the recording. I'm still here. The recording stopped. I keep getting a message. I don't even see where that's coming up. Let's get this playing again. Okay. What is the dings? I'm not getting any error messages. Unless it's from... No. I don't know what those dings were. Buying the floors for the house is if you put them on a cart, they will stack without stacking. So that's how I've done in the past, where I'll stack it on a cart and then just keep stacking on the cart. So I'll pull the cart in and just keep stacking the cart, like what I did with these blocks here. So this isn't a bad start. About 2 hours of gameplay, and that's with like breaks in between. Yeah, so about 2 hours and you've got a fully sorted line. And then now, if I was to take what I have here, no Cloutium, sad. But if I just took what I have here, I could get the gem cutter and compressor. Gem cutter's like 400 and like basically 450-ish. But this is a viable setup for only a couple hours to play. I'm pretty sure it would be less than a couple hours, less than 2 hours. All right, let's stop this system. Just do that. I'll put a pipe on, or I'll put this on there too. So nothing else is coming through there. Shut that up. Oh, it was shut off. I turned it on. Alright, I think I might switch games. I picked up a game yesterday. I saw somebody that I watch normally play. They were playing a game called, where is it? My Time at Sand Rock. It's like a building game where you have fighting, you have like, you gotta mine, you gotta cut trees. It's set in a desert, and basically like water is your biggest resource, and then you have to accomplish, you're a builder and you're trying to accomplish different things. So I think I will be switching to that. Let's switch to that. Let's just close out, save and exit. And then we'll get that game going. We'll switch my title. And it is done updating, so let's get it going. Let's bring my mic down so it's not sitting in my face. My little dog. Alright, let's see if my live screen's gonna pick up the game. Of course it's not. Oh, there it did. And let's load my game that I started yesterday. Oh wow, it keeps that many? Wow. Alright, let's load. So it's like an RPG survival, not survival game. So you have so many things. So like you have a leveling system, and like if you're harvesting, then you get points for harvesting. If you're using your workshop, it'll give you points for your workshop. You have a combat system in here, and if you're doing combat stuff, then it'll give you, you know, access to the combat stuff. And then you have like social, which I haven't really done much with the social stuff in the game yet, so I don't know how that works yet. There's just so much. It's a simple complex game that I'm trying to kind of figure out. They are wanting to implement multiplayer into the game. Don't know where that's at. I haven't looked into it too much, but we will see. The warning: early access does not. Let's add a bit of light here. Nope. I might have broke the game. Oh, no. I got a stage working, so...
Y'all for coming. Today's ceremony marks a bittersweet occasion. One of the finest darn builders to ever grace this humble town will be leaving all of us. But he's off to a well-earned retirement.
So we just built this stage, so...
Few words, Mason? It appears our dear Mason is overwhelmed with emotion. Come on, folks, lighten up. A toast then to Mason and to new beginnings for the future of Sandrock.
This was his farewell party. Talk to... Where is she? Up here.
My stars. Seeing your father up there picking and is strumming like a mad fool. Well, it brings me back.
It ain't fair, Ma. You and Pa get to pursue y'all's leisures and do whatever y'all want. When's it my turn?
Now, Elsie dear, you still got some growing up to do. I reckon once you show a bit of maturity, like your friend Mian here, mayhaps we could do to ease off the reins a bit.
Oh, Ma, Mian ain't no more mature than me. That whoopee cushion we put in Pa's strumming chair the other day was her idea. What? That's because I lost that bet to you.
That's kind of funny. So there's a map system in the game, and I've got to go over here, and I'm there. So Let's head over.
Oh, hey there. You got something for me? Well, I'll be darned. This relic fragment. It's exactly the one I was looking for. I can't believe it. Look, I have the other fragments right here. Why don't you go over to the recovery machine in my museum and reconstruct this item? Come back when you're done.
Now I have to head over to the museum, which is on the other side. Okay. And let's use the machine. Okay. I got a fish fossil. Now this game I don't know a huge amount with, or about. A boot. Mystery Man. I haven't seen him before.
Another loyal customer just appeared. People. Howdy. Catch you later.
Oh, he has a lot of stuff that I can buy. Interesting. What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, I need a forging machine. But that would be cool, having a pistol. Shoot things. Yeah, let's buy that one. Because I don't think I have anything on my wrists. Let's do a pistol. I don't care about decorating my area. These are large storage boxes, but I think that would be fine. Does he want anything that I have? Not really. Alright. Let's get over to Katori. Jump, jump, jump. Hi, Katori.
Ah, you're a new builder. Nice to meet you. I'm Katori. I'm trying to turn Sandrock back into the jewel. Anyway, even if you have no idea what I'm talking about, drop by and...
Okay, I've got your thing. Look, I got a fish fossil.
Howdy. Now that's a nice looking
There we
relic.
go.
I'm gonna display it in my museum. Here's something for your hard work.
What are you gonna give
Keep
me?
your eye out for more relic pieces in the future. Then you can put them on display in the museum. And see ya.
Nice. Okay. I need to learn more machines.
We meet again.
Let's do a dew collector. I should get a dew collector. Can I speed it up? Doesn't look. I can speed up. There we go.
See you later.
Go to the medicine stall on time. Wednesday and Friday of every week. Okay, so it is Saturday. What do I need for this table? I need bricks, bronze bars. Yeah, okay. Should have bronze bars now. Yep. And metal coils, I think, are done on here. No. Here? No, I was in the same machine. I don't have any scraps for the recycler. Marble bricks. Let's craft them. Okay. Well, that's going to take 8 minutes. So in this game, you have energy. Energy determines how much you can mine, gather, fight. Every time you fight something, mine something, you lose energy. So I'm going down to a whole mining area. We'll jump in here, go to tier 3, enter. So I'm trying to get as low as I can in this mine so that I can get better stuff. So you have to dig some of the stuff out. So like here's some copper. But right now I'm trying to get better than copper. So this is tin. So I'll get some tin ore. And then... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, this is where I finished off, so... Let's see if it's under here. Come on. Yeah, right there's the next area. Oh, get out, get out. Set the bomb off. More tin, more copper. Where's my next area? Probably over under here. We'll see. Is that it? No. Come on. What? I can't get that? Nope, I guess not. So this isn't going to be it because it's going too high. But it might be on this side. Oh, I can't get that. Interesting. I don't know where the next portal's going to be. Or the next whole area, not portal. Oh, it's right there. Oh, this gets me to the next level. Nice. Level 4 area. Hopefully I can find iron on this level 4 area. Still tin. And this is should be tin as well. Yeah, that's tin. So I leveled up, and because I leveled up and I was mining, it will only allow me to place it in the mining area. What's in this next area? So this is all tin. Let's just blow this up. Ooh, 2 DNA model pieces. Nice. Tin, power. I don't have much. Much energy left, so now I'm out of energy, so let's leave. Level 4, nice. Leave ruins. So in this game, they do need to get a bit more balanced because it costs $200, whatever, I don't know the currency. It costs $200 in order for me to use that for a week. And on top of things, I still need to be able to like gather equipment and stuff like that to be able to like make equipment. And I assume that by the end.
Did you pick up the package that was delivered yesterday?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It was the airbrush cleaner.
Okay, because I thought it was the Apple, whatever the Apple one was.
Huh?
Apple delivery or whatever. The Critical Role one said it was delivered.
That said it was delivered?
Well, that's what I didn't look at the email closely.
I gotta... Give me a second, I gotta look into something, because... Where's my phone?
Can't anywhere unless it's in a mailbox.
Actually, it would be in the mailbox.
I'm too short to look in there.
No, not that mailbox. It'll be in the actual mailbox. Alright, I think I'm going to call it at this point because apparently something was delivered. It's my wife's birthday present, so I gotta go see if it's there. And then I have to edit those videos and everything, so I will call it here. And we'll do another raid. All right, thanks again for hanging out. Tug, hopefully I was able to help you get a better idea, and enjoy.